Hey guys, thanks for joining me today on Edge of the North Firewood. I'm your host, Darwin Fuller. Today, I want to go over a few ways that we like to measure firewood. Most of you guys probably know at least one or two of them, if not all of them. Today, I'm going to be using something for the first time. It's called a mingo marker. And if you've been around firewood for any length of time, you've heard of that. So this is literally my very first time using one of these. I ran it a couple times on my wood workbench inside, but I'm not big on instructions, so I didn't look at them. I hope I put it together right, and I think I can figure it out. I'm going to go ahead and mark these cherries then, because I need to cut up a bunch of cherry and birch today. Let's see here. Yes, that's 16 inches. Beautiful. This is the second method. Now, this is not a piece of birch wood. I just had white paint because I noticed I was losing this in the woods. I had cut just a piece of a limb just to measure 16 inches, and I just ended up keeping it because it was handy. Painted it white so I could find it in the woods, and then just for fun, I had a marker and marked it where it would look like a piece of birch. It stands out in the leaves, looks like a zebra. So I use that, and it's pretty easy. You can put it in your pocket, back pocket, and just as you're cutting, whip it out. Or even go down it. I used to have a paint can I'd bring with me and just mark it. Finally, for the all controversial magnetic measuring stick that goes right on your chainsaw bar. It can be used normally to go down the log that you're going to cut and do pre-cuts. I'll show you that real quick, and then I'll show you how I use it. So that's kind of the way it's supposed to be used, and I'll show you the way I use it. And let us not forget the way that has been popularized by a famous YouTube personality, at least one of them I know of. I don't think he invented it, but the reason I'm not showcasing the famous zip tie measuring system is because I used it once or twice and it didn't catch on for me. It may work for you though. Go check out Chris in the Woodyard. I think he has some videos on that. He has an elaborate way of putting them zip ties on his handle, and they work wonderful for him. And I've seen other guys copy that, and it works great for them. For me, for some reason, my cutting was off. And if I liked it, I would have probably stuck with it and gotten good at it, just like anything. Let me demonstrate that for you real quick. You measure from your bar 16 inches out, and then you wrap your zip ties, multiple zip ties, around your handle here and pull it out to that length. It won't be 16 inches because you got that space right there already coming up. So you come out to that, and you can see it on Chris in the Woodyards channel. He does multiple of them, and he tapes them, and he has this whole system to make sure he has just this strong springer of zip ties here that go in and out of the wood pile with him. You know, I found that my magnetic measuring stick here goes in and out of the wood pile with me as well. If I'm hitting different diameters of wood, different size logs, I just adjust where this is on my bar real quick. It doesn't take long. It's not a lot of movement, but this thing goes, as you can tell, it goes in and out of the wood pile just fine. It's been through some work. Some guys will always say, I don't need no measurement. I've been cutting since 1940. You know what I mean? They don't need to measure with anything because they got the eagle eye. And maybe they're right. Maybe they're wrong. Who knows? I hope they're right. Or maybe it just doesn't matter. You know, they're throwing it in their own fireplace or boiler. Either way, I know the people I deliver wood to, they like it to be at or around 16 inches. If they don't, and they want it to be 14 or 18 inches or 24 inches or 12 inches, they let me know. So last but not least here is probably the method I've used the most. The easy method. Mark your chainsaw bar. Here we go. See, you just measure 16 inches from the tip down and scratch it with a metal object. In this case, my wrench, aka chainsaw wrench, or aka screwdriver wrench. All these methods today that I've shared with you are ones that I use myself. I can't say any of them are my favorite. I use them all from time to time. I like to keep things mixed up. Now, why use any measuring utensils? Well, some guys will say, I'll just do it by eye. Well, I mostly do it by eye too, but especially when you're first starting for the day and depending on switching back and forth between large diameter logs and smaller logs, different size logs, you kind of lose your discernment of length. And so, especially going from small diameter to large diameter logs, and then just starting fresh every day, you know, I just give myself a refresh. And once you get going in that, once you get your flow and your momentum and kind of get your eye back, then you can move along and you have a good feel and a good eye for what 16 inches looks like or whatever length they're cutting at. At least that's how it works for me. All right, guys. I keep bucking, chucking, and trucking. God bless you guys. See you next time.